And we have Mr. Odada Okello in the building. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very
You
much.
look sharp. Kawaida,
mucho.
kawaida. Sema tu kawaida. Tutakuwa unasema hivi kila Wednesday. Is this what you will be saying? I'm like, okay, so I wouldn't get tired. I'll just be here saying you look good.
Asante sana.
Yeah. So today,
Yes.
like I told you during the break, I am looking forward to hear what you have to say about it.
Awesome.
You know, how we keep attracting, and it's true, it happens that you have a chain of my ex was like this, my ex and my ex and my ex, and currently I'm in the same situation.
Yes. Let me start by saying everything that happens to you is a reflection of what you believe about yourself. You see, you cannot outperform your level of self-esteem, or you cannot draw to yourself more than you think you're worth. With that said and done, I believe that we attract, especially women, you attract what you need to work on.
Yeah?
You attract what you need to work on.
I beg.
That's the most interesting thing and the wonderful thing about dating. You always attract what you need to work on. Women keep on making the same mistake over and over again because they refuse to learn from their mistakes. If, let's say, you need to work on your own self-respect and love, you seem to attract gentlemen, for whatever variety of reasons, who are not willing to give that love or that respect. So when you're in a relationship, the wrong guy serves to come in to highlight for you what's wrong with you. So in other words, probably you need to work on your self-esteem. You need to work on your self-sufficiency. You need to
You know,
work
you're
on
saying
your values.
it's my own doing that I am.
It is your own doing.
So I'm just looking at my exes right now at this particular moment and thinking, oh my God, Mwikali, you need to work on all those things.
you need to work on yourself. You see, it's very true. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is
Yes.
he. Whatever happens on the outside basically is a reflection of what is inside. Likes attract likes. Birds of a feather flock together. So if you're attracting a liar, a cheater, a commitment phobic kind of guy,
Then that is exactly who I am.
that is exactly what you are. You see, to the pure, all things are pure. It only takes a thief to catch a thief.
Okay.
It only takes, Jesus did not see the woman who was caught in the act of fornication or
Yes.
adultery
Yes.
as a prostitute because he was pure. The
Okay.
people who were saying stone her, she's an adulterer. When Jesus wrote down, they went and asked her, who is accusing you? So the thing that you see most irritating in others is actually what your problem is. People who are whores and prostitutes, they actually seem to recognize prostitute even in the supermarket in the morning. If you don't have that kind of a thing, you don't even notice them. You cannot call somebody a drunkard and you're praying for them because your heart is not there. So you attract what you need to work on yourself. And it's a good thing because once you know this wrong guy has come and highlighted this pinpoint that I'm telling you, you need to work on, be more assertive. You need to work on self-sufficient. Stop being needy. When you stop working on those and you become whole as a person,
Okay.
you will attract Mr. Right even by default because those are the exact thing Mr. Right is looking for. So if you take some chill pill, draw yourself back and start highlighting, why is it that I'm attracting an abusive guy? Why is it that I'm attracting a cheater? Why is it that I'm attracting a violent man?
Yes.
You will now start working on yourself. And if you take some time and now date yourself, cut off, rather than rush into another relationship, cut off every dating wherever and now start to work on yourself. You become a whole person. You see, the problem with our society, we are looking for the better half. The Bible says the two shall become one. not two halves shall become one. So you have to be whole,
Whole.
complete, full, for you to cling to another. You cannot cling to another when you come and you bring your needs. They will know. That's man say this woman is so needy, and probably the wrong person also have the issues. So these two people cannot become one because they are better halves. So everybody need to go and work on themselves, and so that they become fully and whole, so that they can be able to cling and become one.
I beg. Did that make you look back at your life and wonder, I can't be that person? Or do you see that system? Are you seeing that chain? Are you seeing that pattern in all the people that you've dated before? Who are you dating now? What is it that they're, what are they bringing to the table? Does that now reflect on who you really are? Is that how you're seeing it now? Is it clear now why your ex and the other guy was behaving the same way? The two of them were same. 111 We're taking all your questions, matters, relationship. We'll be answering them. And if you've experienced this or experiencing this at the moment, please talk to us. 111 That is going to cost you just a shilling to do that. So once I know, because now I know,
Yes.
that is a why, or the reason why I keep having the same kind of guys, because I have sort of like this need or this trait that is why I'm getting this. So that means at that point then I start working on myself.
You start working on yourself. You see, there are many other reasons why people keep on attracting the wrong kind of people.
Yes.
But let me just, for today, let me highlight three. You see,
Okay.
we consciously or subconsciously are attracted to people who will meet the need or fill in the void. Meet the need or fill in the void.
Are you seeing what you're doing to me? Are you seeing? Every time you say a statement, I'm like, okay, think about it, process it. Okay.
You see, when you're growing up, you go through a lot of injuries and injustice. And you create or walk around with psychological and emotional wounds. So immediately you tend to meet somebody or a personality or a character that tend to meet that need. You tend to be drawn to them and ignore the red flags that they're highlighting for you. So because they are meeting a need, if you grew up in a poor family, you tend to go for sponsors. If you grew up with an absentee father, then the next person who plays a father figure to you, you tend to be drawn to them, even if they're drunks, even if they're giving you the red flags.
You're not seeing
you
anything
don't
else.
see anything else. You just like, you know what, pay my bills.
That's
My
okay.
dad never used to pay my bills.
Yes.
So you tend to be with them for the wrong reason. And immediately they come out or you break that relationship, you go, it's like a high. You're still looking for the same high. And now I can't pay my bills. I'm going to look for someone else to pay my bills. So you tend, it doesn't matter who comes along. So long as they're meeting those needs, that's where you're going to be found. The other one is women also tend to fall in love or basically go into this kind of relationship because of what I say, they don't ask questions. Simply because, let me say we are products of the environment. I'm trying to juggle up my thoughts. We are products of our environment.
Okay.
And women, let me say women, because this thing about attraction is women that attract. And actually, they're the ones who actually need to submit. So they're the ones who actually supposed to choose who to submit to. Because once you've already chosen the gentleman, you have to submit. So you are the ones who attract. We tend to learn from the adults in our lives. So as a small child growing up, you're a product of the environment because you learn from the adults in your life.
That's true.
If you grew up in a family, let's say, that is full of disrespect and faithfulness, you tend, as a lady, to accept that as your norm, and not only accept it as your norm, but also to expect it from others. What am I trying to say? Women will be attracted to what they know or what they're familiar to,
Okay.
even if it's unhealthy. It's easy for a woman who has grown up in a family where the dad used to smoke and drink to date a man who smokes and drinks because it's something that she's familiar to.
Okay.
And the last one that I would like to highlight is where do you receive your sense of worth? Who and what do you draw your sense of worth from? And the second question is supposed to is do you choose your sense of worth, or you allow it to randomly happen to you?
Okay.
Because you need to know yourself before you get into a relationship. Otherwise, that person is going to come and define you, who you are. And then now you're got in a limbo whereby whatever you're being told goes, instead of knowing what is your principles, what you stand for, and what you value.
Yeah.
If you're told leo tunakuwa madevo, tutaanza kwenda kwa ile kanisa hata unavua nguo unavua, because you've not defined who you are. So where do you draw your sense of worth?
Okay.
From what things do you have your values and your principles?
If they're pegged on human beings and men, then
A woman who does not develop strong sense of worth independent from their partner is prone to a lot of heartache, harm, and unhealthy relationship. Because if you know who you are, you're not going to be a pushover. You're not going to be told things that you do not stand for. And that's why I've told you, a lady who has been brought up in a family where people don't drink, it's very hard for you to push a drink before she'll tell you, tell me whatever you want to tell me without this.
Yeah.
But if that's what you grew up knowing, for you, you've already accepted it, and actually you actually expect it to be given to you. So the father thing comes in. I call it the dad thing. Women tend to try to date their men because that's all they know.
Yes.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, depending on the kind of values the father figure in the family, in the home, was bringing to the table. If you had an abusive father, you'll have tolerance of abusive men, and then that's not the best thing, because people from the outside will tell you, sweetheart, he's been hitting you day, but you're there because
mom stayed.
Yeah, mom stayed. Tuvumilie.
Na akasema ndoa ni kuvumilia. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So so that's one of the things that we need to detach ourselves. We need to create your own principles, your own self-worth.
Self-worth.
What is it? What will you take? What will you not take? So that you don't take anything the world presents to you.
Back to being whole, full, and complete. If you're a Christian, where do you draw your worth? You draw your worth from the words of God. You draw your worth in Christ. So if someone comes and tells you, this is the way that we should go, you're like, no. This is the way I'm supposed to treat you, say no. You know, you don't have to wait for somebody to come and validate that you're beautiful. The Bible says you are wonderfully and beautifully and fearfully made. So if you tell me I am beautiful, you're basically affirming what I already know.
I already know.
But if I tell you you're beautiful and nobody ever told you you're beautiful,
then you're busy.
You've never read that word and to know that you're beautiful, then that one becomes your drag. So you tend to be attracted to this someone that slaps you and beats you up and then pulls you like a panya. And then you accept it because now that is your drag. You want to be told you're beautiful. So even as you're growing up as a parent, you're supposed to affirm these things on your children. So that they come, peleka nunulia mtoto pizza. Sitting mafisi wanambaya pizza zinamchanganya. Mwambie wewe ni beautiful. Si mtu mwingine anakuja kumshow. So by the time you're telling them, they expect it.
They know.
They know.
They know. You're not telling me something new.
Yes.
So we're talking about why you keep attracting the wrong people in your relationship. Why are all your exes, why do they have the same problem? And Odada has said this because it's coming from you. You're attracting that. So what kind of relationship are you in? Do you have any questions, matters, relationship? 111 444 111. That's our SMS line. We're going to be answering your questions after this break. Don't go too far. Welcome back. Welcome back to Full Circle with Mukali. We're talking about why you keep attracting the wrong kind of people in your relationship. Umetoka kwa huyu, next unaona tu shida ni ile ile, unashangaa ni wapi shida iko. Tumeletewa majibu leo na udada na hadanganyi. He's not mincing his words. He's saying you is the problem, that you need to take a step back, reevaluate yourself. And there's something that happens, especially to women, where when you're getting into a relationship, then you cut off everybody around you, then you start behaving funny, or the things that this man says they like or they do. They don't like afro hair, they don't like dreadlocks kidogo linyoa, or they don't like short dresses, sasa unavaa firirida. They don't like trousers, sasa umeacha kuvaa. So the constant need to feel like you need to make them happy, that you need to constantly do what it is that they need for you to be, for them to love you.
You see, it's the same problem. Where do you draw your sense of worth? So it's this man that is dictating to you your sense of worth. Let me speak about the 3 H's in attraction. There are 3 H's. I call them the 3 H's because there's your head, your heart, and then there's hormones.
Okay.
Your head is the logical, the center of analysis, where you acquire logic and information and you store them. And then your heart is the seat of emotions, and then the hormones is the neurochemical reactions. Once dopamine is been released in your brain, and you have this sense of excitement and you feel good, and it's like smoking weed for the first time. You feel like a high, and you keep on chasing that high. You've had people tell, what when you fall in love with your head first before you engage your heart, because what happens is when there's all this excitement and fire and the rose is still fresh and new, you tend to stop thinking. You stop putting your brain. That's when you're being told to shave your dreads off. You
Unanyoa ambio mbio.
call your aunt stupid. Umepiga simu.
Yeah.
That's not, your dad doesn't. I've seen ladies who actually even go and accuse their parents because their boyfriend told them so. The problem is dopamine is being released in high quantities, and the feel good and the kick that this man gives you, you tend not to see the red flags. You don't tend not to. Now you're being told kata, familia una kata. You know, you're being told to do stupid things, elope, without even making even calculations. That's why when you go to people who are sober, and they'll tell you, next time use your head. Engage your head, collect data.
Yes.
Did you call this man? Did he say he's coming? What time did he come? You said 2, he came at 4. Did he even apologize? Those are the things. Take 6 times to just acquire data, write them down. If you see that he is not respectful, if you see he's a cheat, he's a liar, fornicate at the same time, dump the guy. Don't rush because chemicals have been released and you have this chemistry. You know how God says, chemistry ilikuwa tu sawa.
We don't do like that.
Chemistry ilikuwa tu, you know, I've had one say, I hope she's
Chemistry,
not.
anakuwatch.
Chemistry tulikuwa tu sawa,
and then chemistry kisha, because it goes down at some point, then you come to your senses, and that's why the head is important, because now when you come to your senses here.
Yes. There's a possibility. You see, it's a good thing. There's a possibility to attract somebody that chemistry iko tu sawa, lakini pia engage your head.
Yes.
It's not like chemistry iko tu sawa, so kichwa and everything, caution, throw them out of the window.
Yeah, kufa, dereva, biria, gari. Kaende sana. Tuko na maswali hapa.
Yes.
Hello, Mikali. And hello, Mikali, and then there's me. I don't know how this is coming in. But Anasema, there's me who's always attracting men who are 10 or 15 years older than I am. 10, 15 years plus older than I am. And no, I don't have daddy issues. Worries. Worries.
You see, I usually say, depending on what you portray outside there, you need to work on yourself. You need to go to the gym. You need to dress well. I usually say dress the way you're supposed to be addressed. The first thing about attraction is what the eye sees. So what are you selling? basically.
What are these 10, 15-year-old men looking at?
What are they seeing?
What are they seeing?
Yes. If you carry yourself in a shush manner, then a little bit older men will be interested in you. You cannot. You will see a 35-year-old girl will not dress like a 20-year-old.
But is age a thing, or does it depend on how young?
15, 20 years old is fine. I mean, if you're attracting them and you're into them and you're feeling like it's work, I mean, age is just...
Maybe it's her preference.
It's just a number. But if you're attracting 20, 25 years old and you're not feeling them, then probably change your spots.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, you know what you want to attract.
Okay, that's true.
Yes.
So if this is not what you want,
If this is not what you want, because
but then you keep attracting it,
yes,
then
work on yourself. Go back again and ask yourself, because these wrong people always have told you they serve us to highlight the problem with you.
okay.
So go check yourself in the mirror, say, I'm an easy marinda mover. I'm an ikitamba mwaga nafunga kwa kichwa. You know.
Okay, Mwikali, this is serious. We keep attracting these things. We keep attacking these things and say that we have a type. My God, I have a lot to work on. I feel you. Me and you same what's up. Hi, Mwikali. My name is Joyce from Nakuru. Indeed, I am seeing my relationships life unfold before me. I'm now working on being whole again, loving the show. Please, ask the guest, is he single? Ha ha ha. So guest, are you single? And this is your camera.
Oh my God. I am married to one Elizabeth Kalunde. I've been married for the last 18 years.
Yep.
I have 2 daughters and only one wife.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Okay. I'm gonna say, oh, now I know. But how do I start working on myself? My relationships don't last for long. She's called Diana. So now she sees, she understands. But then how do I work on myself?
That's the best part, you know. Once you realize where the problem is, I've told you, at least take an year off, date yourself. Start finding out what it is. Get a new hobby. Go to the gym. You know, learn new values from what you believe. You know, write down your values. Write down, rebuild your self-esteem.
Yes.
Develop interpersonal skills that will help you relate to the opposite sex. Be more affirmative. Be more, when you know what you want. When you're given the fake one, you will know this is fake. You see, like in a bank, they're not taught about the fake notes. They're just taught about the legit ones. So you touch the legit one for such a long time that when a fake one is put in the middle, you just be counting the note and you know this one is fake.
That's true.
So when they show up, you'll just be like, yeah.
Yeah.
So once, you see, even Mr. Right is looking for Miss Right. You cannot, but before you become a princess, you cannot attract a prince.
Okay.
Before you become a queen, forget about attracting a king. But when you become a queen, trust me, the king will just show up. Mr. Right, Prince
Charming, knight in shining armor.
Ata show up.
Mbio sana.
Tatokeleze yake yote.
Lakini lazima pia wewe uko umejifine kwa sababu pia anatafuta ka princess
Yes.
ama queen.
Yes.
Hi Mwikali, for me, I don't know if I'm the problem. I attract people who think they don't see my worth. Like my husband keeps talking bad things about me. He calls me all kinds of names, sociopath, narcissist, but I swear I'm not either of them. When he notices I'm angry, he changes and says he was just joking, of which he wasn't. The guy is working, but Mwikali, when I even borrow 100 bob, I must beg. When I buy something with my money, he starts asking me to go and live with people who are giving me money. Mwikali, I'm giving up on life. He is born again. He's always on the Bible and church, but things he does towards me, I wonder, I have nowhere to go. The little I save, I use it for my upkeep. Mwikali sina job, but sapa mimi ndio nijue chenye nitapika. Am I the problem? ameandika my the problem in caps.
What's the name?
Ajacha jina. Ameacha jina. But let me see. No. Hajawacha jina.
My dear, that's why you need a counselor. I think you just the people who hide behind scriptures and Bibles and church.
Yeah.
Whatever you've said, if that's the reality or ground, then your husband need counseling. You see, you cannot. That's what we call verbal abuse. Abuse is abuse, whether it's physical or verbal.
It is.
You cannot be told all those wrong things, and then you're being told be style up, and because somebody is thinking that they're more up. And you know, we are not here to break homes and families. Even if you come for counseling, kazi yetu atubomoaki tunatengeneza.
That's true.
So I think you, because it's already a marriage, I think you should get support from the church, wherever the husband, those people that you listen to, and please go and table your case. And probably this man probably grew up in a same family. You see, as I told you, the bad boys also have problems of their own. They need to be sorted. So if you have a problem, you attract a wrong person. It's not like you have a problem, you're attracting a good person. You have a problem, birds of a feather flock together. So if there's a problem in a relationship, both of you mnachangia.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that man needs to be cancelled. You cannot be calling your wife all those kind of names and still call him your wife. Your wife is supposed to be, it's an intimate name.
True.
Yeah. So when you blabber all kind of nonsense to her, you're killing the people who keep you by witchcraft. You know, witchcraft is control, intimidation, domination. So they are holding you there. They keep on telling you bad things so that you can feel bad about yourself. And if you came up from a background, you tend to believe that I deserve this. No, you deserve better. As I've told you, women tend to attract or to accept what was taught to them as they grow up. So it's unhealthy, but they have accepted it. And you think that's what basically what you deserve. So when you work on yourself, you will come and stamp your foot down and say, I'm taking this no more. Inaishia hapa.
Okay.
Yes.
Because we haven't had role models to look up to in terms of relationship, please talk about this, please. Having role models to look up to in terms of relationship. When I think you mentioned something, the first relationships that we ever see are the ones we have at home. It's between mom and dad, it's between uncle and auntie, it's between shosho and ruka. So it's those relationships that we first see and the implications that they have in our lives at a very young age. And then growing up or accepting the things that happened there as them being normal.
True that. The statement you've just made is true. Whatever you learn from, you're a product of your environment.
That's true.
But that need to change. That's why I've said you need to work on yourself.
Yes.
If you are a Christian, go back and draw your values from the Bible. And when you draw your values from the Bible, you're not going to be taught by your peeps. You're not going to be taught by what you're seeing on TV. You're not going to be taught by your environment. You will come up with your own principles.
Yes.
You will know what exactly you want and what exactly you like and dislike. Once you have this principle, do not compromise on them.
Okay.
Just because you're in a rush, my biological clock is ticking and there's pressure from right to left, you need to be settling down. Don't settle for less until Mr. Right shows up. There are people who settle because you're being told, Mazee, unaenda ukichapa. Na
Ujaona nini uko how old? Hii ni birthday yako ya saa ngapi?
So stop comparing yourselves to others.
Work on you.
Work on your own. I'd rather you wait longer but be in a fulfilling relationship, or rather than rush and come out with it. And now you're a single mother, and now you're another problem about to happen, because now
you pass it on.
Yeah, you rushed into it, and it was not right. If it's not right from the word go, say no.
Okay.
Yes.
There's a question here. I have faced a lot of rejection in the past, and I tend to force issues. I think it's as a result of that. afraid of being alone too. Please help.
You see, when you're working on yourself, we talk about fear of being alone, and this there are people who just fear being alone,
Yeah.
and you need to get rid of fear. We've not been given a spirit of fear.
Nope.
You're supposed to refuse. You see, some of these emotions are things that prayerfully you can actually go and deal with them. You need also to work, because you see, when you work on yourself, it's you facing your inner demons. It's you facing your inadequacies. It's you facing the things that have been highlighted that are your problem. So if your problem is fear of being alone,
Yes.
your problem is not being level-headed and being self-sufficient. This is the things you go to work on. If you don't have a biashara and the last whatever you're told you're not computing anything, go to school, learn some new skills, so that by the time next time a gentleman is coming, if they have $1 million, uko na 50,000 yako, suna boga kuna kitu, there's nothing you're bringing on the table. So working yourself is all round. Be self-sufficient, have your own cash, so that nobody bullies or. So her problem is basically go and the best way to deal and act with the fear is to pray.
Okay.
Because fear is the opposite of love. It's a demon. There's no way out. You cannot cancel a demon out. You need to be cast out by telling yourself, I am not afraid.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. So we have a couple of questions here. So I do not know, but we'll go with this one. On my mother's side, they are all either divorced or separated. Can that also be reflected to me?
Oh my! The viewers that are watching me are from all different divides.
Very different.
Yes,
So,
but let me tell you what I believe.
Yes.
As much as there are generational blessings, there are also generational curses. When you see something repeating from one generation to another, know that there is something that is being passed on in the family. You can't say it runs in the family. It was diabetes was with my dad, now it was with my mom, now it's me. If it runs the family, it has to run out when it comes to you. The amazing thing, the Bible says that the faith that Timothy had was first seen in a grandmother Lois and was passed on to you. So they are generational blessings. So this thing, there's a pattern that the blessings can be passed over. And also there's a possibility that curses can also be passed over. Yeah, so if you're in a family where it's happening from nyanya yako, alafu inakuja kwa madhako, alafu inakuja kwako, you need to refuse. And some of these things is easy, because whatever you confess, you possess. As you think,
so you are.
So you are. So if you actually, you're weak and you say, I am strong, when you declare, I've seen people even being threatened by witch doctors say, endo karoga, kuna kitu. Immediately you state that fact, nothing that. But if you're looking at the problem and now you're trembling, then itakushika. Ishashinda. But if you stand and say, you know what, I am strong. This won't happen to me. Ilifanyikia my mom, I am not my mom. Iyo ni hao, mimi yangu ni different. You will manage some of these kind of things.
Udada nimesikia kutoka Kahim, kakwaya, kawimbo at that point. I'm a preach. Kawimbo ka, yosenda kwambia after break. But muda wetu umeisha Udada. How can people get in touch with you?
Well, we have, follow me on Instagram, Marriage Counselor 254, Facebook, Marriage Counselor 254. My number is 0722441511 and 0733 756611. Also, we usually have a program that is usually the first Saturday of the month. It's called Water, Way to the Aisle. It's basically based for couples. For not for only couples. It's for love, marriage, and family. Okay. So anybody who wants, it's way to the aisle. Basically, you have not gotten married. Okay. Yes. So anybody who wants to come to those, we are on Westlands Road, number 24. Okay. Yes, you can come and learn some more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Odada.
Asante sana.
We got to pay our bills, but always lovely having you in the show. We're going to take a very quick commercial break. We will be right back with Fitness Circle.